So the next protocol is going to be cold, flu, strangles, herpes, or heaves. So anything viral or bacterial, this is a really great protocol. So the first thing you're going to do is ground at the croup at Ballet, which is right here on the high part of the bum. So you're going to ground here. As you can see, Lindy's getting very sleepy. Okay. And then we're going to go to lung 1. So lung 1 is really easy to find, as we found it before. So you find the center of the chest, and you find the clavicle, and then you're just going to go to the outer side. It's like your fingers, your hand just kind of falls into this little depression, and that is lung 1 right there. So I would do both sides, but of course be aware of their constitution, as far as how many times you do the forks. Just pay attention. They'll let you know when they've had enough. Okay, so really listen to them. You know, they're very, very intelligent, right? And they know what they need. So just pay attention to that. I also like to add the 528 hertz and mercury at lung 1 as well. Because remember, if there is anything viral, bacterial, it more than likely is affecting the lungs to some extent. So the 528 hertz and mercury. Remember, mercury it's a messenger, so it'll tell the other fork what it needs to do, but it will also go to all levels, deep or superficial, for healing. It's a healer as well. So there you go. The next points are going to be Ren 17 and Ren 22. They're very close to each other. So we're gonna do Jupiter and Om on this one. I like to do Jupiter because Jupiter, remember, it's expansive. It's all about expansion. We want to open those lungs, right? Ren 17 is going to open the chest. Ren 22 is going to open that throat. Okay, so you can do one fork on Ren 17 and one on Ren 22. Ren 22 is just a notch in the throat at the bottom of the neck there. And then Ren 17, as you remember, is between the legs here, okay, on the chest. I'm good girl, Lindy. So she's having a release, as you can see. So this is really beautiful when you see your horse having a release like this. So very effective. This is really common with sound therapy. Okay, so the next 2 points we're going to work on are large intestine 4. So large intestine 4 is the command point for the face. So if there is any congestion, this is very effective. Even if there's any issue with the throat, this is effective as well. And lung 7. So lung 7, it's the command point for the nape of the neck, but it'll kind of help loosen that up a little bit. You know, when you're not feeling well and you have a cold, you feel it really tight in the shoulders and in the neck. And of course, lung 7 is also connected to lungs, tonifying the lungs. So large intestine 4 is going to be below the knee, right here on the medial side, right here at the top of that cannon bone. Okay. And I would do both sides on this one. And then lung 7 is going to be above the knee on the inside as well. So very easy to find. These 2 points are very easy. So I'm using, of course, full moon and Om for lung 7, just above the knee. Okay. I would do both sides with this protocol. Come on, Lindy. I'm going to move her forward a little bit. I would do both sides with this protocol. Because of course this is a chronic condition, so if it's acute, the forks will help it tremendously, but if it is chronic, I would definitely do it 3 times. Okay, so the next point is bladder 11. This is very easy to find. we're going to use full moon and Om for this one. So bladder 11 is T1. So it's lined up with T1. So remember that bladder line is a hand width, just lateral to the spine. You want to do both sides with this. T1 is so easy to find. So you're going to run your hand down, and you literally have T1 right here, right at the top of the withers. Okay? So you're going to go a hand width below that. So T1, it's almost like at the top of the shoulder is where bladder 11 is. Now bladder 11 is the back shoe of the lungs, so it's a very powerful point in tonifying and strengthening the lungs. Okay. So you'll want to do this on both sides. Okay, very powerful point. The next point is do 14. So do 14 is very easy to find. We're going to use Mars and Venus for this one. So do 14 is connected to kidneys. It's all about tonifying those kidneys. When we're sick, our root health suffers. And so the kidneys are related to root health, like strengthening those kidneys strengthens your root health. So do 14 is right on the spine, very easy to find. So you're just going to find the point of the hip here, and you're just going to run your hand just up to the spine, and there you go. There's do 14. Really easy to find. If you're having any issues, it's kind of in the loin area, the back of the loin area here. If you're having any issues trying to find it, just run the forks all the way down the spine, okay, if you think you're not on the right spot. So I like to use Mars and Venus. Of course, Mars is connected to blood, moving things, waking things up, strengthening, and then Venus is connected to just blood and nutrients. Okay, so the next point is going to be bladder 23. So if you found do 14, you can find bladder 23 really easy. So bladder 23, I'm going to use Neptune and Uranus here, both weighted and unweighted. So Neptune and Uranus are, the reason why I like to do these on bladder 23 is the back shoe of the kidneys. So we really want to tonify those kidneys. We really want to get that root health tonified and strong. And the kidneys are water elements. So Uranus and Neptune are really powerful water elements. Together, they really help with increasing the electrical capacity of all the water in the cells. So they're very effective when it comes to any of the water organs. So bladder 23. So you're going to find the point of the hip again. You're going to run your hand diagonally toward the spine. There's do 14. One hand width away from do 14 is bladder 23. So really easy to find. So I'm going to use weighted and unweighted for this one. Okay. So the unweighted forks. And, you know, of course, if you can reach over their back, you can do both sides at the same time. I would definitely do both sides on this. It's really important for their root health. Okay. And the next one is going to be kidney 3. Kidney 3 is very easy to find. I'm going to grab a couple of forks here for kidney 3. I'm going to use Neptune and Uranus on this one again. Of course, the kidneys love any kind of water fork or water element. So kidney 3, I'm going to turn Lindy so you can see this a little better. Kidney 3 is on the medial side of the hawk. So you've got the hawk right here, and that's bladder 60. The medial side is kidney 3. So you'll have to kind of move the tail out of the way, and you can get the forks on that point. Okay. I like to use the weighted forks for this. I know on this protocol I have a lot of weighted forks, not many unweighted. Of course, just do what your horse likes. If your horse does not allow you to touch them there with the forks, just use the unweighted Neptune and Venus. Okay, so the next one is going to be stomach 36. Of course, we're going to use Earth and Om for this one. Weighted, it's all about grounding But of course, as you know, all diseases start in the guts. So this is all about tonifying and grounding our digestive system. So stomach 36 is going to be just above the gas can at the lower part of the stifle, right here on the front edge. So very easy to find. Okay. And I would do both sides on this one. Okay. Stomach 36 is a point that has so many wonderful functions. It's a real go-to point for acupuncture. And the next point is going to be spleen 6. So we're going to use earth and Om on spleen 6 as well. So spleen 6 is just above the hock here on the inside or the medial side of the leg. So you're just going to reach in. Okay. Spleen 6 is all about marrow. The spleen is the job that basically the spleen does when it comes to Chinese medicine is it creates more marrow in the body, which creates more strength for that immune system. So more red blood cells and, of course, moving that lymphatic system. So spleen 6 is an awesome point. And then the very last thing you're going to do is, before you ground, is biofield. So I'm going to use 528 and Mercury. So 528 is a healer. And of course, Mercury is a healer as well. It's a messenger and it goes to all levels. When you do your biofield work, of course, you just want to stay a few feet away and then move in slowly. And I would do this all the way around your horse. And then the last thing you're going to do is ground. And you're going to ground right up here at the croup at Balway. So that is the protocol for cold, flu, strangles, heaves, and herpes, or anything viral or bacterial. Remember, sound can kill parasites, sound can kill viral cells, and sound can kill bacteria as well. So it's very effective. All right, thanks everyone.